here. Okay, all right. Not a bad intro, not a bad intro. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Before we get started, let's just do the housekeeping. There's some house rules. So you have to be bullish. You have to be perma-bullish. You have to hit the like button. You have to interact. You got to let me know where you're watching from. You don't have to, but just let me know that you're actually alive and that you're not a bot and that you are here for the roller coaster ride that is crypto. We are going to be talking about the breaking news. We're going to be talking about the miscommunication of the Wall Street Journal that CZ has been in talks of having some deals with the United States, with Binance, having some stake in Binance. So there was a big miscommunication because we were thinking, oh, is Trump team going to be bullish BNB and Binance Smart Chain and Binance and all that? We're going to have more, incorporations and collaborations with Binance with the United States. Well, we're gonna clear this up because we were thinking this was real, but there were some miscommunications. We're gonna talk about how Bitcoin is hanging in the balance currently right now. We are going to get into all of this today, but just make sure you guys are liking, you're hitting the subscribe button, and you're dinging the bell to be notified, because if you don't ding the bell and hit all, then you will not be notified that I'm going live. So you have to do that. And then also it shows YouTube that people are interested in this channel, in this content, and we are providing you guys the juiciest of content. So make sure you guys are here with me, having fun, and we're building this grassroots community together, calling it the Dano Dojo Crew. And we are really happy that you guys are here. So, if you were thinking that this was going to be the meme super cycle, Morad's like, he's like, oh, that's hilarious. He's like, you really thought I was serious? You thought I was serious? I'm down 5 million, sir. But that is just the state that we're in. Make sure you're in the Discord. Get the Discord link on the. He dropped his phone in the toilet. Morad dropped his phone in the toilet. We need our toilet. I need my daughter's toilet with the flush. That's what we need that right now. But we're gonna be talking about some breaking news, guys. We're going to be talking about some breaking news, and let's just start with the Bitcoin analysis. Right now, we're basically ranging and hanging in the balance between this 82,000. We just went right back into this trading range where we just bounced. Right here, we gained some support, so we're just hoping that we don't end up getting into this range again. We did print on the 15-minute here, just in the short term, a green dot on the cipher momentum here. And we were explaining to you guys yesterday that we still think this is in the cards, that if you look on the 4-hour, the last time that we had a rip up with a green dot right here, we had a momentum going up into this range for, I guess, what you would call the RSI. So we're going to match this with the RSI. It had a run up to 92,000 from this point. And so what we were thinking, this was a pretty decent bounce point, because you can see this wick here. It's kind of hard to see with that line here. We'll just take that line out. But you see this wick. So the same spot. So we're just kind of we were just thinking to ourselves, all right, we could have a cool off, but what I would love to see is us keep trucking. But now we came to a stopping point, and I'm a little disappointed. I am a little disappointed, and my trades are also a little disappointed as well. They're probably not looking too hot right now. We're going to look and see what the damage is. Yeah, it's not looking too good. But what's interesting is that the ticker is actually up against everything right now. So ticker Bitcoin is actually, out of everything in the portfolio and also in the trades, is holding really strong. Maybe because it has been just kind of beat down so hard, but it just went right into that same range where we have pumped previously in the past and broken new all-time highs. So it's sitting right now in a beautiful range if you're looking at it from this perspective. You know, you just kind of bring that there and you're like, okay, we're in a bounce range, which is really sweet. So if you're willing to, if you're willing to hold, it's just like that diamond hand. You saw that diamond hand, it's how real, millionaires are made, is through patience. They would tell you it's from trading. Not true. That's like 2% of the market. The people that are actually long-term wealth builders are the ones that actually were able to hold through the gnarliest of times. The gnarliest of times. Okay, so speaking of gnarly, the market did not open bullish. It kind of opened up like crap. We were ready. We were like, all right, ding, ding, let's go. And we were kind of on the other side of it. We were hoping it was because it held pretty strong, but then we had something like this happen. We were like, this is weird. 2%, 3% depeg on the BUSD, but we haven't been really watching BUSD. We haven't been watching that as a major stable coin player. Be different if like USDT or USDC was depegging, and then the market would be a little freaked out and scared. But just thought that was interesting. But yeah, speaking of gnarly, I said they never told me the president had the gnarliest farts. Elon was saying presidential level. They're just chilling in the Cybertruck. And I said, this morning I am balls deep in crypto. That was my latte art this morning. Not good. I was trying to do a heart. That did not end well. All right, so here's the miscommunication. We had Bitcoin Magazine breaking just an hour ago. President Trump's family is in talks to acquire a stake in Binance, according to the Wall Street Journal. And here is the clear up. If you go to my profile, we reposted. And by the way, guys, if you're watching on X, make sure you repost this. And I'll just make sure I don't here
sound
is
like
the clear
trash.
up. If you go to my profile. Okay, cool. We're sounding good. All right, so yeah, make sure you guys repost this. There's 5 people watching, so we should see 5 reposts. And also, you can comment, and if you can let yourselves be known in the chat, your message will pop up. Like that. Tony Trump says, I want to pump it up. We got to pump it up. I thought this was funny. Apple just announced a new iPhone exclusively for ETH holders. We're going to get into this ETH. We're going to get into ETH. We're really, really frustrated. We are super frustrated with ETH, just like everyone else. We're wondering what is happening. Like, why is Vitalik just destroying his reputation by just by being himself? You could say the same thing about you, Dano, but yeah, Vitalik is just. We need Vitalik to start taking some creatine and some testosterone booster. He needs to start doing some push-ups, and he needs to start knocking on some doors. He needs to start doing some commercials. We need ETH commercials. Why is there not millions of dollars put into an Ethereum advertising campaign across all of the normie rails of information? Wherever the normies are getting their information, why are we not putting mass money into getting people to just FOMO into it? That's like if we had mass spot buying into Ethereum, and then also Vitalik knocking on the doors of all the ETF people and saying, "What are you doing? Buy the Ethereum ETF right now." And Vitalik needs to start looking scary and threatening and aggressive and like swole. Like if we had a swole Vitalik, a buff Vitalik, then we might see some ETH move. Let's hit the like button for that, please. I know I'm not the only one. It's 11:11. Let's all make the wish. It's 11:11 right now. And also, let's pump the algorithm. Let's go. We got two people. We got two faithful remnant viewers on YouTube. I don't know what's going on. But we need the people. We need the people today. We need them in. We need the algo to pump. I don't know what's going on, but this is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. What do I have what am I streaming to Kazakhstan or something? Is my IP routing through a country I've never heard of? Is that what's happening right now? Okay. All right, so let's get into the Wall Street Journal mix-up. CZ had to clear it up. All right. So he said, sorry to disappoint. The Wall Street Journal article got the facts wrong. More than 20 people have told me they were asked by the Wall Street Journal and other media, can you confirm that CZ made some deal for a pardon? They probably asked hundreds of people to have 20 people reach out to me. In essence, they tried hard to make a story to report the fact I have had no discussions of a Binance US deal with, well, anyone. So no felon would mind a pardon, especially being the only one in U.S. history who was ever sentenced to prison for a single BSA charge. Interesting, yes, so that's interesting. Feels like the article is motivated as an attack on the president and crypto, and the residual forces of the war on crypto from the last administration are still at work. I'm always happy to make crypto great everywhere, U.S. and the rest of the world. It's good to see that even Wall Street Journal thinks I should be pardoned. Yeah, pardon would be well-deserved, says Crypto Rover with prayer hands. And then Randy Hipper said, yeah, you were done dirty, CZ. We are rooting for you despite the false news. Yeah, very interesting, very interesting. So yeah, I guess the way that they were... it's the way that they were kind of molding this was that CZ was saying, hey, we'll do a deal with, like, you do a deal with Binance, and then also I can get a pardon, and there'd be some kind of, some kind of stake in doing so. But those allegations and those meetings and are apparently, according to CZ, are false. And it would be interesting to see if Trump does do something like that as a pardon. I wonder how the market would react. But it's interesting. Crypto Man ran. We'll go to Ran. He said, "What would be the signal for?" What would convince you? Yeah, it was what would convince you right now that we are actually in a bear market? What would be the signal? My signal was BNB crashing and selling off hard. If whales start selling BNB off, then I would start to get a little worried. Like if it was like a mass sell off of BNB. I remember Ivan on Tech saying that a long time ago of one of the signals of a true bear market is when the whales start offloading BNB, and it's just like they're just like off selling it because they're getting ready to go hard stables. And so it's really interesting. I've always thought about that. So then I think, okay, I should remember that if BNB, if whales are starting to go, all right, game's over, the ride's over, then that's probably going to be one of the first ones that they start offloading. And so very, very interesting metric to kind of keep in mind. But I liked that question. If you liked that as well, go ahead and go to my Twitter, X, and repost that and put a 1 in the chat if you agree. So a lot A lot of connections with BNB. You know, Binance is one of the biggest exchanges in the world. You know, international exchanges with spot and futures. You know, this is a lot going on, and then under that being, you know, Bybit, and it's a big money game. You know, and so we're starting to get a little bit more less tightening of Binance.us operating in the United States and being able to actually deposit USD into the platform, which was taken away for some 2 years. You know, since there was all of the Binance FUD and scrutiny and all the different things that was happening, like the trial and all that stuff, and CZ paying the toll. So yeah, guys, don't forget to like the stream. Welcome, Uncle Jesse, old Uncle Jesse, and Crypto Fart, Tony Trump. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And Sin, welcome. Thank you guys for popping in. I know sometimes YouTube is just terrible at letting people know that I'm live. Like, it's not good. I don't know what's going on, but all right, so we're starting to, it's so funny to think that you want the dollar to lose strength. You're rooting for the dollar to go down. The reason why we're rooting for the dollar to go down is because the last time we had the dollar in this range here between 99 and 94, that was when we were like pumping. That was when we were like peak prices in the last bull market, November 2021. And then you can see here, like that was another area of pumpage. And then we're correlating this also. You see this red line is the federal interest rates. So this is the representation of the Federal Reserve funding rate, interest rate. You can see was at basically like 0.65, literally like almost at zero. And then you can see as the dollar started to gain strength, the purchasing power of it was also being inflated. Like things were inflating, and also the interest rates were going up. So the amount of money that was able to be borrowed was way more expensive during these times in 2023. Like basically 2022, 2023, it was just a mess. And they were printing 60% of what the amount of supply is circulating, that was put into circulation per the Biden administration and Congress approving all these different spending bills and fund bills and all this stuff, like all this money. Like now we're seeing like billions of dollars. Like a lot of it was going to, you know, DEI, whatever, you know, but like stuff. And there's a very interesting point I actually want to make about all this, because a comedian and person that I've listened to for years, Duncan Trussell, pointed out how the system kind of sabotaged these words like diversity, equity, and inclusion, because those things are inherently good. And now when we talk about them, it's connected to like this stuff that's like either strange, weird, or whatever you want to call it. And it doesn't sit, and it's like it doesn't sit well, because it's like, oh, well, if you're not part of the you know, or now it's just like a stain. It's really interesting how the system kind of like perverted words, certain words that used to be good, like in essence, and in certain situations, you could be like, well, then, no, that's good. Inclusion is good. I mean, wouldn't you want to? You'd want to be included, right? And that was the point. Like, you know, diversity at its heart is not a bad thing. so it's really strange that now when it's mentioned, it's like it's just so weird. The pump. I don't know. We're gonna have to look at Bitcoin. Oh well, Bitcoin's doing. some things right now. It's not looking as good as we'd like it to. But yeah, so the money that was thrown into the dang supply, 60%, it was like a 60% of the supply in the past 4 years. So the 4 years of the previous administration, they injected 60% of what's in the supply. That's crazy. And they were planning to. They were like, we're gonna print more. I mean, it's just so. I'm curious when we will actually see this start to curve down, because it would make sense that the moment it starts to curve down, the dollar's losing strength, and we kind of will see this just wave again. We'll see a wave. And we gotta have the interest rates go down. We gotta have all this stuff correlating together. I like Miles Deutscher's his perspective. He says, remove these phrases from your vocabulary: bull market, bear market, alt season, cycle, 4-year cycle. This is a different market now. And that's why I made the thumbnail where it said it really is different this time. We a lot of the times do say it too. We've always kind of parroted the 4-year cycle, because at least from the previous 2 halving cycles, it's done some similar stuff. It's rhymed a little bit, and the narratives were different during those times too. Like, we can't say that like everything was the same over the next from 4 years to the 4 years. We had some things, during those times that were black swan events or white swan events, different updates in technology combined with also news. So all of those things together presents different narratives and market structures for each cycle. So what is different this time is that we have more institutional adoption. Banks are starting to become bullish on Bitcoin, are getting custodial approval. So that's like one aspect. You have payment rails and stuff like that are eventually going from cross-border payments and trade are going to be all on chain. Like, it's kind of like a race to like who's going to be the big chain that ends up doing that. Is it going to be XRP? They're going to use Bitcoin, or they're going to use Litecoin? Like this. These are all different things now. This is just like the tip of the iceberg of all the different bullish narratives that are happening this cycle. We got the strategic reserves. We have. We've had all of the talk that is necessary for us to be in a bull market uptrend. Like, I do believe that we still are in a bull market. We're just having the cool off that every time it happens, we can't handle it. And the people that are the squeakiest wheel and the loudest ones are the ones that are screaming that it's over, or that it is a bear market, and you are crazy to think that we're still going to keep going. But then we've just seen that the past 2 cycles, of those cycles where people were screaming it's over, and we were having those retracements, 30%, 40%, kind of going up to the top, but eventually we did peak out, but it took some shakeout moments. So it is weird to say it is different this time. What makes it different? Those things that we mentioned. But what is going to be the same is how the Fed does their game of interest rate hike, low, tightening, easing, money printing, the stock market getting scared and fearful, extreme fear, going from extreme greed to extreme fear, the rinse and repeat, the sell-off, and then scaring retail, buying back in. And then eventually we will hit a point to where we're out of disbelief. We're out of that psychological area of the market where we then can get to euphoria. We all want to get to euphoria. We all want to get to euphoria. And what really is holding back some of this price action is that I think the institutions haven't gone full send on ETH yet, like they did Bitcoin. I think exchanges went bullish on memes and some of the alts that the market's been signaling. So what they did is prop up a lot of that through trading volume, through market makers. But ultimately, Bitcoin was pumped by the institutions like BlackRock and all of the ETF buying. And so until we see the ETF buying, like we were with Bitcoin for weeks and weeks, we were having inflows like crazy for the Bitcoin ETF. And then now we've been selling off. And so it could be that maybe they're going to bring down ETH however low. Some people are thinking that we're going to get $1,000 ETH again, a $1,200 ETH. And then we're really going to be, I mean, there's going to be some squeaky wheels out there that are going to need a lot of oil because we're going to be mad. $1,200 ETH, and especially the people that were convinced by crypto people. I mean, I'll take blame. I mean, here, I'll take blame. We all were thinking that there's no way that ETH, with Bitcoin breaking its all-time highs over and over again over these past couple months, that Ethereum can't even break it one time. We were even thinking, can it just do it one time? So we're all fooled. We're all fooled. So the people that were convinced to buy ETH at 4K, I'm sorry. I am sorry, because then now if it does go to 1,200, I mean, you're not going to be allowed to be around that person anymore. You're going to be banned from the table from which you had been sitting with them. Now you're gone. All right. So, but yeah, my point is that if we can just get the institutions to play ball like they did with Bitcoin on ETH, do you notice here that Farside investors, BTC's ETF flow and Ethereum flow, do you see any other ETF there? For this type of asset class, there is not enough promotion and advertisement and like bullishness for us to signal for institutions to buy ETH. Why do you think? And people are like making fun of Richard Hart for trying to be bullish on ETH and like talk to Vitalik, and like they're making fun of him. I'm like, guys, what is your problem? Like, are you really giving Richard Hart a hard time for trying to be bullish on ETH? And him putting the stake of like the funds that were in the Pulse Chain ecosystem to put it directly to ETH to signal we want ETH. We need ETH to pump, and no one's getting it. It's like, I don't understand. It's really crazy. So I want, the boy that doesn't come home for Thanksgiving because he told his family to buy ETH at 4,000. Yes. No, like, but here's the thing. I want the story. I want the prophecy to be that we do get to go to Thanksgiving this year. That we will not be banned from the dinner table. That we won't be the seething Wojak in the attic that won't come down. And everyone's like, "Oh, how's your little crypto coins doing? How's your bags doing?" What do you call them? Bags? That's cute. You call them bags. No, the prophecy is that we will be able to sit at that table like this. Because ETH will hopefully be at 10K. The institutions will finally play ball. Richard Hart was right. Pulse Chain pumps. Millionaires are minted over the next 4 months. and we can like pick up the gravy, you know, where you put the gravy, like the big like gravy boat, like little, almost like looks like a genie lamp of a gravy. Just, you could take that. You'll be able to literally do this without getting in trouble. You take that and you just drink from it. Just like chug that gravy. Because ETH will be at 10K, damn it. All right? We got to believe. We got to be just as bullish as Richard Hart and not be making fun of people trying to be bullish on ETH. Dang it. For real. I'm not crazy to say it. But I get it. We're going to show the chart. We're going to show the chart. I get it. ETH BTC. It just looks like crap. So we need ETH. We need ETH, guys. You're so worried about all these other altcoins, and you forget that if we just rallied on ETH, helped, maybe we signaled that we really do need to like start making like commercials for Ethereum. Is it allowed? Of course it is. We need like Coinbase to be like, hey, by the way, when you download the Coinbase wallet, you need ETH to use Base. So buy ETH. I don't know. Like, their marketing sucks. Instead, they're making the chart look like this, where they're like, go back to work. But they need to flip this and reverse it and be like, we want you to win. We want you to succeed. We don't want you to guzzle gallons and gallons of soy milk and then go back to work at McDonald's. I don't want to drop the fries anymore. I don't want to salt the fries. But we do have to, we have to have patience. We have to have bullish, naive patience, irresponsible patience. My wife was talking to me this morning. She's like, what did you tell me to buy? Because I was like, just DCA some Bitcoin, DCA some ETH, and some Dogecoin. And she was like, what have you done? Headband said, if you don't buy burned, you're going to put the fries in the bag. Like, you're you're going to be working the whole counter. You're going to be taking the order, making the burger, wrapping it, putting it in the bag, dropping the fries, and then also handing it out the window. You're going to be on full shift. And you're going to have to repair the ice cream machine. Or you're going to have to be the sorry sack that has to tell people that when they want a flurry, that the ice cream machine is down, and you get that look of disgust. Just the look that that look of people that didn't sell Cardano when it peaked in 2021 at almost $3 and round trip the bag, like that look. Are you going to be able to handle that look? I don't think you're going to be able to handle that look. Okay. All right, Bitcoin. What is this price discrepancy? Bitstamp is at 81.2. Oh, okay. I was looking at the wrong chart. Okay, that's the futures. Futures chart was showing some different data here. Oy. God. Lord, can we just get it? Can we calm down for a little bit here? Can we just calm down? Oh gosh. Oh man. Not good. So strange though. This is like the only thing right now that is surviving is the ticker. The ticker is holding up strong right now out of everything. The ticker right now is very strong. What's going on? It's holding strong. Oh man. We got it. We need a reversal. We need something. We're going to need something. Ooh, they're either going to try and wick it real fast back up to this 83, or they're going to wick it to 80,006, which was the previous wick here. Not good. Not good. But if we can establish, there's something that I'm seeing here. But it's already clearing it, so it's not really gonna. Yeah. Oh, they could just be doing this real nasty. Could just be doing people dirty right now. Yeah, surprisingly, the alts are holding up. Yeah, interesting enough. I'm very surprised that the alts are holding up as strong as they are right now, because Bitcoin is taking a sorry to say, but a stupid plunge. Yeah, if we're looking out on the percentages of the daily here, well, let's go to the hourly. Yeah, like let's see on the daily here. Yeah, like on the daily, like Sonic's up pretty good, Pepe, XRP, BNB. Stellar. But yeah, in the past hour, down 1.2%. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, but the alts are holding. Yeah, it's bleeding. Look at that. It's just bleeding. It could be a quick. Well, we always hope it's just a quick bleed, but everything just seems so oversold. Like, right? Doesn't everything just seem kind of oversold at this point? Like, if we were to go to like the 4 hour, and then put on maybe like where's that? Let's get this. Let's look at this indicator. Is it the SMI. It just seems very much oversold in general. Like, yeah, like if you were to look right here, like it's pretty much oversold. I mean, you look at this, but there's a decent pattern happening here. Actually, if you're looking at this, right now, we could have a good chance of a reversal here. We don't drop through the floor. If you're looking at this here, for the daily, that's good, because then signifying a nice reversal pattern. But then we could also just do this. It could also just do this. It could just go through the floor and really scoop us down, and we get like another, quick big drawdown. It's possible, but that looks good though. That looks pretty decent. I like that. But yeah, it's just everything's oversold. Why are people selling? Why are people selling so hard? Are people really that fearful right now? Are people really that fearful? But that stuff is at a discount. If you really think about it, I mean, if you like things like Dogecoin, if you like Crow or Polka Dot's at $3.96, I mean, that's super cheap. If you're into H-bar, I mean, H-bar is even at a great range right now, because it's down off of these bull flag breakouts back into this range where it was breakout off the pole. I mean, chain link below $15 is a freaking steal. I mean, stuff is cheap as heck right now still. Litecoin's back in its range right here, the purple range. So that's the accumulation box. We have this accumulation box for Litecoin. Like, if it's ever in this range, it's still a good buy, Notice the pump on alts and Litecoin when interest rates were like nothing. So you can see here why that's so important. If you're into crypto gaming coins like the Me token or like Naka, I mean, this stuff's so cheap. Everything is cheap. If you like Pepe, if you're holding Pepe for the culture, for the culture of crypto in the world, it's pretty cheap still. Solana at 124. That, I think the whole market is still cheap. Now, I don't know if I can say the same with XRP. I don't know if XRP right now is cheap. Probably could get cheaper, but here's the thing with XRP. There's two scenarios here. We got a really bullish scenario for XRP that could happen, which is this one right here. We have a breakout potential to $4.30, $4.20, especially if it breaks that $3.40 resistance. This line right here. Now, what can do this is that the SEC fully drops the case with XRP. It's like a breaking news. It could potentially send XRP in a rally, and we could get a price pump up to this point. Now, the bearish scenario is that we're just going to go to these wicks back down to like $1.70. So then that would be a sweet buy opportunity if you're like, okay, look, I've missed the chance on getting XRP like way down in these levels when it just like smashed up from 48 cents, So this bottom range right here is kind of the sweet spot. But if you're a DCA kind of person, then you're just like, you just don't really care right now. Because if you think XRP and we're going to have an altcoin season, you get XRP at maybe about $5 from here. For $5, you get into 2.5x, a 3x, or something like that. Now, I'm just going to be honest. I think there's better opportunities for the short term in terms of other alts that could go up more than just a 2x in the next 6 months. Because I'm just being conservative. Like, I think, XRP from this level, like in the breakout range, max, I think, we're really cooking with some gas, $6, $6 XRP, but that's a 3x. So, and I would imagine from that point, I don't see it just continuing to run from here to $15, $20, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But that's why you want to hedge your bets. You could say, hey, I'll just have a little XRP. I'll have a little XRP too. But for me, this is just my personal opinion. I think something like XYO has more of a, in the next 6 months, like a higher, gain potential to get to its previous all-time high, 8 cents, which would give it a 6 to 7x, close to almost a 10x. And exactly, Chris Profit makes a good point about the Sonic ecosystem, previously Phantom Labs. Massively undervalued ecosystem here because there's a lot of on-chain data and total value locked and all that stuff. It's looking good. It was pretty oversold here, you can see, on the daily. And it's just I think it's a pretty solid chain. I think it's probably going to get some action. And actually, if you think about it, Ansem, one of the main characters in crypto, he is bullish and also sponsored by Sonic Labs. So it's always, whether you like that or not, but I think it's bullish. Whether Ansem was bullish on it or not, or being sponsored by them, would be irrelevant. We were bullish on Phantom for a while. This ecosystem back in the previous cycle was just fun. And it was fun to use. I liked going on Spooky Swap. Spooky Swap was fun. I loved the little, the witchy cat, the mage cat, mixing up the pot. I don't know if you guys remember that. Good old Spooky Swap. But yeah, Sonic is massively undervalued. I think it's a good play. But yeah, interesting enough though. Yeah, alts are not super beat right now with this Bitcoin price action. But yeah, they're trying to do something. They're either going to wick it real fast right into this range, 80,006. Gemini's asking, how much is my portfolio down? Oh, well, so I've been DCAing. I've rarely in my DCA portfolio was selling. So I've just been buying. I'm like Michael Saylor, buying through the whole chart. My portfolio is down about 65%. It's down about 65% from January. January was pretty much at its peak when I was looking at my overall tracking portfolios, and the peak of the portfolio was actually on my birthday. Hilarious. The peak of my portfolio was on my birthday, and from that day, it's been down 65%. So don't feel bad, guys. Don't feel bad. I don't know think about people that are just all in alts and memes. They're down over 100%. They're in the negative. Yeah, it's about 60%. I don't know, maybe the last time we checked. Yeah, last time we checked, we're just not checking. We don't really want to check it. If you keep checking it like that, it's going to make you go crazy. And the best thing to do is just not check it all the time. You just want to step away, step away for a little bit. The constant checking will make you go crazy. Man, we didn't want to anticipate that bearishness that could have happened right here with trying to break through that structure, and it just structure not broken at all. This complete like nothing burger of structure that we thought was going to break through did not do it. But it leaves us with a possible opportunity if we do see a good bounce point that we can get an entry back in, and we will just go back to the drawing board. But we got to look at this level right here. We do have it marked 78,000. They could be totally nuke city. Drop the nuke and crush us right here. Got some action right here. It's not looking too good. The volume's just not there. The bulls are not able to gain control right now. I don't know how we're letting the bears like dictate our bull run here. What's going on? Like what are we just handing the keys over? Or we just like we're just unlocking all the doors, leaving all the doors open, letting the bears walk in. What is this crap? This is absolutely unacceptable. I will not accept this. When alt season, ETH. Bitcoin dominance has to go down and ETH has to pump. That's it. That's the only way. Everyone keeps asking, when's the altcoin season? Bitcoin dominance has to go down into this level. Bitcoin dominance needs to stop. Vitalik needs to get off his ass and start working for his bags and working for ETH and working for us instead of singing on a stage and drinking gallons and gallons of soy milk. And refusing to go and meet Trump, wear a suit. Imagine the bullish pump, the insane green god candle if Vitalik just decided to plan a meeting with Trump, wear a suit, okay, and talk to the president. ETH would pump to new all-time highs in one day. It would probably pump to all-time highs. For real. If Vitalik would just put on a suit, his team, whoever is his PR team, they need to say, Vitalik, take some creatine, put on a suit, and go to the White House. The entire market depends on it. Put the suit on. That's what we need. We need him to put the suit on and go, because this is ridiculous. What is this? This is the price from what? From 2020, from how long ago? Get out of it. 2022, how many years? Oh my God. Just what? No. Put the suit on. We can't take it anymore. We just can't. We can't. We can't go to October 2023 lows. That is outrageous. That is just outrageous. It's just not fair. The market's never fair. No one ever told you to be fair, sweet. No one ever told you to be fair, sweetheart. When you come into this game, sweetheart, you have to be ready for the roller coasters, the dips, the sides, the bumps. Oh. All right, let's look at that. Let's look at that Bitcoin chart where we were just saying, hey, it might go down to this level. And it went right to it. Yeah, it could be a good buy zone if it bounces hard, and we could catch it. We just got to be quick. We got to be quick. Click on the draw. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's smashing. Could do it very fast. We have to watch and see. We already broke through this price structure range right here where we bounced to do. So let's see what happens. We got some gaps, price discrepancies here. You can see here we have a wick. We have a wick here. Okay, and now we have just a solid candle. Are they going to go and then yank it up? Seems a bit. It was oversold right here when it crossed that line. Especially right here. And you can see the divergence. Look at the SMI and the divergence right here and how price action happened. So, hey, everyone's trying to predict the future, brother. That's what we all do in crypto. We're all speculating. We're even speculating with the new plays how well they're going to do in the future, and that's why we're talking about them. Just like how you think Burn's going to do you're like, Burn's going to do this. You don't know. I have no freaking idea. But we're willing to risk it. Let's all play in the casino here. Let's see. What's doing well? Pingu. Pingu's pumping. I don't like that USDT dominance is going up. That sucks. We're getting more stable. We're getting more stable. I want all stable coins going into alts. I want all stables off the sidelines. We need all stables in. All stables go. All stables go. All right, so everyone is paying attention to gold because gold is breaking all-time highs, signaling something. You know, sometimes gold signals like economic turmoil because every time we've had gold breaking out, and the biggest time we had gold breaking out was actually during the creation of Bitcoin. And so all during that time of the economic crisis during 2008, we had gold pumping, silver was pumping, and then we had the creation of Bitcoin. So silver could actually be a play that's a lagging precious metal of It could be a solid trade. I think it could get up to about $49 to about $60 an ounce. Very well possible. So, yeah, 59 was its all-time high. So we could be breaking up to that, and that's, if you think of for silver, for return on silver, getting back up to its all-time highs. But it could take a little bit. It could take a year. It could take half a year. I mean, who knows? I would say it could. I mean, because from the levels that it was at right here, it pumped up from February to May. It took, February, March, April. So it took 4 months actually to get up 44%. So it's not impossible. And then from this point where it broke out and gained support, this was just a resistance level, was at 49. And this was right out of the financial crash, 2008. You see here, 2008 bottomed, and then boom, it just started to break out. So silver and gold could be those indicators of something. You see gold doing really well right now today, and silver doing really well, whilst Bitcoin is kind of getting smashed. But was that the bounce point? Did we miss it? Are we bouncing? It seems like this is where they're wanting to bring it right back into that level, or we're making a higher low which could bring us back. And it looks like, look at this chop. Look at this chop. If you're looking at this on the 15-minute, look at it. Roller coaster ride. Just a roller coaster. But thanks for being on the roller coaster with us, guys. We appreciate it. We very much appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. All the people watching on X, people watching on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube. Let's go back through some of the news. Abu Dhabi fund invests $2 billion in Binance. So a lot of kind of eyes on Binance, and a lot of Binance news today. So a leading cryptocurrency exchange has received a historic $2 billion investment from MGX, an Abu Dhabi sovereign wealth fund. This marks the first institutional investment in Binance and the largest cryptocurrency investment to date conducted entirely in stablecoins. So underscoring a significant endorsement of digital finance by traditional investment entities. And MGX and Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund invest blah, blah, blah. This is also, let's see. Okay. He was just, okay. There we go. And, oh yeah, President Trump says, I think the markets are going to soar.
I'm called every day by numerous big, financially will be stronger than ever before. I think the markets are going to soar when they see what's happening. I'll tell you what, I'm called every day by numerous big companies. I spoke at the Business Roundtable yesterday. They had the largest attendance they've ever had. And these are only the CEOs and chairmen, but mostly the people that run the boss, the people that run the top 150 companies. 150 people showed up. Every single company showed up. First time it ever happened. It's been around a long time. The biggest business leaders. We had a great discussion. It went really well. And I want to tell you, there's tremendous optimism out there about our country in terms of regulations being cut, in terms of taxes being cut. And it would be great if the Democrats would do what's right. It would be great if the Democrats would do what's right for our country for a change, because they really are. They've lost their way. They've lost their way.
I like the hype. I like the hype. That's what we need. We need the hype. Let's go. And it's interesting because, yeah, my friend, a good friend of mine was telling me, he was like, he's like, people are just really interested. He's like, my friends and my sources are, you know, that I have are signaling that we got optimism. There's optimism in the markets, you know, even though there's this kind of maybe some looming bearishness from like bear influencers and people screaming for a bear market and that it's over. And then it's just like, guys, I want to remind you that there is, let's see, where's my bookmarks? There's this chart. It's just an amazing chart. Love this chart. There's actually a couple charts. We got this one. We have this one. I love this one. This is a representation from 2012 to 2016, 2020, and 2024. This is, and now we know that we actually did get the pump in the green after the presidential election, which shows the tick up. But look, now if we were to go here, we would see that we'd probably be about up here, about this level in terms of the movement from the last cycle in 2020. And look at this. Look at that. So in 2012 and 2016, and then 2020 was this kind of a different anomaly. We had some really interesting stuff like the COVID, but even then we still went up. We still went up. So this chart I love because it represents the elections and the Bitcoin halving, however you want to call it. And it just lines up. It just lines up. And it's not, it's not exact. It's not, but it has a bit of rhyme. So I like to think that we're still due for like between $150,000 and $200,000 Bitcoin going in. I think August, September, October. Like I think September might be that sweet month because then that is the 500-day average, that we would be going into that. What has happened here in the Bitcoin halving. So from right here to the peak was 500 something days. From here, this halving to the peak was 520 days. From here to the peak was around 520 days. So once we go from here to about 520 days, that does bring us into September. So we're kind of just going off of that, and we're not going to time it right. We're not going to get it perfect, but I mean, if we can at least hodl up into those ranges, into the, just let the year play out. Like everyone's thinking this whole year is just going to be a bear market for the rest of the year, and I'm just like, no. Please have more bullishness. I'm either going there, or I'm going to damn zero. I like at this point I'm all in. There's so much that is different from these previous cycles, that like crypto is just more in terms of our in the United States, us being so bullish on it, and retail just hasn't even woken up yet. They haven't even woken up to that fact. So just imagine when really people do start to wake up, and instead of buying scratch off cards and sports betting and gambling, they're going to start buying crypto. Like they'll start to put cash into that, because that's kind of what everyone's doing right now. Like normies in retail are sports betting, doing scratch off, still buying lotto tickets, and they don't realize they could just buy pieces of Bitcoin and just join the roller coaster. And as long as you don't sell it, you still own it. But people want to go and spend $25 on a scratch off, and that's just like, what? So like, until we can kind of get through those people's heads, like, what are you doing? Like, you could just like buy $25 of the world's leading digital asset and you can send it to anyone around the world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a QR code, but you want to buy a scratch-off card or start still and give the state money for lotto. So but on the flip side, for us in crypto, like what us trading and us degens, leverage trading, you can say that, hey, well, we're giving our money to the market makers and the liquidators out there, playing that same type of game. So, but to then combat that, you gotta have a DCA bag, gotta have a HODL bag. But this is cool. I like this. This puts it more into perspective. It zooms it out. It shows that, okay, representation of the stock market as well. It's the representative of the Russell. I'd like to see an updated chart of this. Because this was back in July. I'm like, let's get I want to get an updated one. Right. All right, guys. We'll catch you later. Thanks for tuning in. I think we covered enough stuff. Remember, the US government is holding a lot of crypto as well. Apparently, they have $23 million in BNB. They have $114 million in ETH. $16 billion in Bitcoin. Make sure you run fast to the website. Go to danocrypto.com. Check out Beancoin. Buy some coffee. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace out. Here's a word from our sponsors.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworker you're quitting because Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
HPOSNI.com.